Namaste students. So today we are dealing with the chapter that is chemical bonding. Okay, so we are continuing with the chapter. So in previous classes we have learned regarding causal-Lewis approach regarding the bond formation. Okay, so why these atoms will go for bonding? What is the main reason? Okay, so just to get that stability, right? So how it will get stability? By attaining noble gas configuration. In the sense, the last shell should get 8 electrons based on octet rule, right? So based on that, Lewis has represented with the symbol also. Okay, so how we can write the valence electron in terms of symbol, so that we can identify the number of valence electron as well as valency, right? So based on that, you have also written like the covalent bond. Whenever the sharing of electron takes place by the atom, how these electrons will be shared between atoms. So that we have done with the Lewis dot structure, right? So causal bond, he has explained whenever the formation of ionic bond will take place, how the bond formation will be, right? So today, in today's class, we'll be dealing with the mainly regarding ionic bond. Okay, ionic, which is also called as electrovalent bond. So which the explanation has been given by causal as well as the Lewis approach. Okay, so based on the same concept, we are just continuing with the concept. So that is nothing but ionic or electrovalent bond. Now, simple example I'll give. So now you have common salt at home, right? So that is nothing but NaCl, which is nothing but NaCl. Common salt formula will be NaCl. You know now the atoms which is present over here, that is nothing but one is Na. Okay, sodium is an atom as well as Cl is an atom, right? So whether it will be there in combined form always? No. Sodium will be a separate atom as well as Cl will be a separate atom, right? Okay. But how these will combine with one another to form this common salt? You know what kind of nature it shows. The properties will be different when you compare with a particular element, right? Elemental property. So now if you take this sodium chloride as a compound, so how does the combination of the sodium will take place with the Cl? Why this will combine with one another to form NaCl? It's that we are going to explain. Okay, so I'm supposed to explain ionic bond. I'll explain with the one example. Okay, so now here if I take NaCl, you know sodium. If I take sodium, which is nothing but a neutral atom, right? So whether it is a stable atom? No, it is not. Why? If you go with the electronic configuration, the electronic configuration it comes as 2, 8, 1, right? So the last shell is having the valence electron, that is nothing but 1. So you know according to octet rule what it says, the last shell it should have 8 electrons, right? To become stable it should have 8 electronic configuration, but it doesn't have 8 electrons. Now if I take Cl, okay, so Cl electronic configuration 2, 8, 7. So chlorine will be having electronic configuration 2, 8, 7. So the last shell is nothing but this one, right? So the last shell is having how many electrons? It just has 7 electrons. To become stable, how many electrons it needs? Need 1 electron, right? See, if you go with this, it needs 7 electrons to become stable. Here it needs just 1 electron to become stable. This sharing of the electron is not possible between this, because this needs much in the sense number of electrons. You have seen the drawback of Lewis dot structure. Here we can explain. So if you have in the sense the number, if it exceeds by that, it will be considered as a drawback. You can't write in terms of Lewis dot structure, right? So covalent bond formation will not take place between them. So then what kind of bond will be formed, right? So now here, so to just become stable, what this sodium will do, it will lose 1 electron. Okay, so it loses 1 electron. Why it will lose electron? Gaining or taking off 7 electron is not at all possible with the sodium, right? So what it want to become stable. So it loses that the last shell electron. So when it loses, so this will be considered as last shell. So the now electron configuration will be 2, 8. So here the last shell is having 8 electronic configuration. In the sense according to octet rule. Now it is stable. So by losing of electron, sodium atom will form an ion. Okay, remember when it loses one electron, this neutral atom will become as ion, okay, by losing of electron. So here it loses electron, okay. So loss of electron will take place, losing of electron will take place over here. To form an ion formation will take place. We can write this as sodium ion. So this is nothing but sodium ion. So here it is sodium atom. Okay, so this is just sodium. Here by losing of electron it forms sodium ion. Okay. Now what will happen with the Cl? This is Cl, it is having 7 electrons. So just to become stable, how many electrons it needs? It just needs 1 electron to become stable. So what it will do? It will gain that 1 electron. It will take that 1 electron. So here if it takes that electron, okay. So by taking electron, so what will be the electronic configuration? 1 electron you have added over here. So 2, 8, 8. So the last shell is having 8 number of electrons in its outer motion. So here this chlorine atom, okay, by gaining electron, it will form an ion, okay. So here the charge you are going to write with a negative charge, okay. So formation of chloride ion formation will take place. Chloride ion will be formed by gaining of electrons. So here it gains electron. Gain of electron will take place. So if a neutral atom, if it loses electron, by that time this ion will be considered as cation. So cation is nothing but if a neutral atom loses electron to become stable, okay. So and it gets positive charge. If it gets positive charge, then it will be considered as cation. Next, by gaining of electron, that neutral atom will become stable. Okay, so it gains electron and it will become stable. So by gaining of electron, an atom will become stable. By that time, these ion we are going to consider as an ion. Formation of an ion will take place, where it will get negative charge. Just by seeing this one, you should understand whether it gained electron or it is losing electron. Okay, you need to check with this, right? So now here what will happen? The Cl by gaining electron it will become ion. So that we are going to consider as gaining of electron. We are going to consider as anion. The formation of anion will take place and it will get negative charge. So now here you can see the ionic formation will take place. Sodium ion has been formed as well as chloride ion formation will take place. So we can write sodium ion as well as chloride ion. So these ions are possible to combine with one another. So you know how this ion formation takes place by losing electron. This chlorine atom it will gain that electron and it forms Cl minus negative ion. Chloride ion formation takes place and these will combine with one another to form sodium chloride. So this is the reason that NaCl will combine with one another and the formation of a compound will take place. So between this, the bond which is present, so that bond will be considered as ionic bond. Okay, or it is also called as ionic bond. Why we are calling it as ionic bond? An atom forms an ion, then the bond formation will take place. Okay, by forming an ion formation how it will take place? By losing or gaining of electron. Formation of ion will take place, right? So now the ion formation will take place. So due to that, ionic bond will be present between these, okay? Or these will be considered as electrovalent bond. So what is meant by electrovalent bond? Based on valence electron, okay? So here the number of electrons either it will lose or it will gain to form a bond between those atoms. To those ions will be to form a compound. Okay, so this will be considered as ionic or electrovalent bond. So here in your previous chapter, periodic classification, we have learned regarding enthalpies, right? So energy is required. Why energy is required? Just to add an electron also you need energy, or to remove an electron also you will need energy. energy, right? So here, what will happen if a neutral atom, so now it is not a stable atom, okay? So it is unstable in nature. So just to become stable, it will lose electron. To remove that electron from the outermost shell, you need energy, okay? To remove the electron from the outermost shell, you need energy. So that energy will be considered as ionization enthalpy. So the amount of energy is required to remove the electron from the outermost shell when gaseous system will be considered as ionization enthalpy. So here if you consider, you need applying energy so that the one electron will be removed. So the amount of energy to remove this electron will be considered as ionization enthalpy. So here you can write what is meant by ionization enthalpy. The amount of energy is required to remove an electron from the outermost shell of a gaseous system will be considered as ionization enthalpy. So here, whenever the cation formation will take place by the atom, it need energy to remove the electron. So their ionization enthalpy will be considered. In the sense, you are giving energy will be utilized over there. So whether it will be exothermic or endothermic, what is meant by exo as well as endothermic? Exo in the sense what? Energy will be, some amount of energy will be released. Okay, so exothermic, the amount of energy will be released. Okay, so endo is nothing but amount of energy will be utilized. Okay, so that will be considered as endothermic. So here what will happen in the case of ionization enthalpy? Whether it is exothermic or endothermic thing. Now what is happening? You are giving energy, amount of energy is utilized, amount of energy is required to remove. In a sense, you are giving energy, so by using of that energy, electron is removed, right? So the energy is utilized. So the reaction, this case, it is endothermic reaction which takes place. Endothermic, in the sense, amount of energy will be utilized in this reaction, right? So now here if you see, in the case of anion formation, so here what will happen, the amount of energy which is utilized, okay, here what will happen whenever the formation of chloride ion takes place, electron is added, right? So when the electron will be added, by the atom some amount of energy will be released also. Okay, by the addition of an electron to an atom, so by then some amount of energy will be released. So that energy will be considered as electron gain enthalpy. So regarding all this I have already studied. I'll just revise it. Electron gain enthalpy. So what is meant by electron gain enthalpy? So electron gain enthalpy is nothing but the amount of energy is released when an electron is added to an atom. Okay. So here you can write the amount of energy is released by the addition of, or when an electron is added to an atom. So by then it will be considered as electron gain enthalpy. See here only it represents electron gain. By gaining of electron, enthalpy change will take place. Enthalpy in the sense what? Change in energy level will take place, right? So by gaining of electron, what is the change in energy? In the sense it releases energy, right? So that energy will be considered as electron gain enthalpy. Now you think, so this energy will be exothermic or endothermic. By, see, when electron is added, what will happen? The amount of energy will be released. The amount of energy is released. So energy is released outside in the sense, obviously the reaction will be exothermic. But remember, sometimes it also goes with endothermic. So what will happen in some cases? Number of electrons whatever you are going to add, so that will be more. So by that time, see for example, in some atoms, you need to give 2 electrons, 3 electrons. You need to give 2 electrons. By that time, the number of electrons will increase, right? So by that time, the amount of energy you should give, as well as some amount of energy is also released. Okay. So by giving some amount of energy, you are going to push the electron in that atom. So by that time also, so it will be considered as endothermic, because you are giving energy and you are pushing the electrons, right? So you are giving the electron to the atom. So it will be considered as endothermic. By using of energy, the electron is entering. And when it is entering, by that time some amount of energy is also released. So by that time it will be considered as exothermic. So it is possible that whenever the formation of ion will take place, so by that time the energy, whatever is released, will be considered as exothermic. And it is possible to show that the endothermic reaction also, in the sense the amount of energy is utilized also. Okay, so sometimes this reaction, anionic formation. So by combining with cation as well as anion, the formation of ionic compound will take place. The bond whatever formed between these ions will be considered as ionic bond. So between these ions, whatever the bond will be present, that will be considered as ionic bond. So now you will consider a solid. Now I will take the same example, the common solid only I will take. Okay. So it is there with a solid form, crystal form, right? So how this arrangement of these ions will take place? So it will be there in terms of, crystal like this. Okay. So you have seen the Rubik's cube. So how the structure will be of the Rubik's cube, right? So in the same way, 3D arrangement will be seen. Okay. So the arrangement of these ions will be seen in the way of 3D crystals, right? So now, here sodium ion is there, next to it Cl minus, next to it sodium plus, again Cl minus. So next to this Cl minus, Na plus, Cl minus, Na plus, in this way it continues. Okay. So the arrangement of these ions will be seen in terms of 3D structure. Okay. So which will be considered as lattice. Okay. So which will be considered as lattice. Okay. The arrangement of these ions in terms of 3D structure, a small unit we are going to consider as crystal lattice. Okay. So here this will be considered as lattice. So now if you are seeing, so this is the simple structure. In this kind of arrangement will be seen. Here if Na plus ion is there, next to it Cl minus, Na plus, Cl minus, Na plus, Na plus, Cl minus, Cl minus, Na plus. So in this way the arrangement of your ions will be seen. Okay. So 3D kind of arrangement will be seen, which will be considered as crystal. So one molar substance over here, that will be considered as lattice. Okay. So here, to break this lattice, sometimes you want to convert into that NaCl into what is that, mole test. Okay, so by that what you are supposed to do, you are giving temperature. So by that time the breakage of bond will take place over here. So here the breakage of 1 mole of lattice will be considered as lattice enthalpy. Lattice enthalpy. So as the name indicates, you know what is meant by lattice now, right? So the arrangement of these ions in a crystal structure, so that will be considered as lattice. So now if I consider you have 1 mole of lattice. Okay, so 1 mole of lattice I have now. So you are giving energy. See, lattice enthalpy. Enthalpy is nothing but change in energy. So you are giving energy to break the bond between this. Okay, so to break the bond between this, so that will be considered as the lattice enthalpy. The amount of energy is required to break this lattice enthalpy. Okay. So as I told, lattice enthalpy is nothing but, see, now if you consider this is your ionic crystal, NaCl. Consider this is your sodium chloride crystal structure. Okay, so as I told, so it will be having 3D kind of arrangement. So here this white dot I have represented with the sodium ion. Okay, so as well as pink dot, that is chloride ion. Okay, so here sodium ion as well as chloride ion. See, this sodium ion, it loses electron, and Cl ion, it will gain electron, so that a bond formation takes place between these. Okay, so that is nothing but ionic bond. So now this will be arranged in terms of lattice, certain arrangement of the particles. Ions will be seen in a lattice structure. So 3D arrangement will be seen, so that will be considered as lattice. So now to break this lattice, you are giving some amount of energy. So that energy we are going to consider as lattice enthalpy. So now here consider, now this is nothing but 1 mole of ionic crystal, sodium chloride crystal you have, 1 mole of sodium chloride crystal you have. So you are giving energy just to break that bond. So amount of energy is required to break 1 mole of solid ionic compound into its gaseous state. In a sense, now you have sodium chloride. So that is nothing but sodium chloride crystal. So you are giving some amount of energy just to break the bond between these. So when it will get break, it forms as Na+ as well as Cl-. So amount of energy you are giving to break this lattice. Okay. So that will be considered as lattice enthalpy. So that energy, so this energy will be considered as lattice enthalpy. So how much energy you are giving to break the bond between this to form the respective ions will be considered as lattice enthalpy. Will be measured in terms of kilojoule per mole. So here if I consider the lattice enthalpy with this, the energy required to break the bond between this. So 782 kilojoule per mole. Okay, so this is the amount of energy required to break the bond in 1 mole of this lattice will be considered as lattice enthalpy. Or see, sometime what will happen when the combination of these ions will take place, by that time also some amount of energy will be released. Okay, which is also considered as lattice enthalpy. The amount of energy released when 1 mole of ionic crystals formed by the combination of ions. So now here if you like to consider, now this Na+ as well as Cl- combine with one another to form NaCl crystal, sodium chloride crystal formation takes place. So when these will combine, by that time some amount of energy will be released outside, will also consider as lattice enthalpy. So now here if we consider the lattice enthalpy for this minus 782 kilojoule per mole. So in the sense same amount of energy should release, right? Whatever the energy is required to required to form a bond, the same amount of energy is required to break the bond, right? So here which will be written in terms of negative. Why? Because when this addition takes place, you know some amount of energy is released outside. So when it is releasing, exothermic reaction when you are writing, it should be written in terms of negative sign. So it will be minus 782 kilojoule per mole. So lattice enthalpy is nothing but the amount of energy is required. So how much amount of energy you are giving to break the bond in 1 mole of ionic crystal to form its respective ion will be considered as lattice enthalpy. So this is regarding lattice enthalpy.